Hi guys, welcome back to Cuban Curls. It's Marta. Today's video is the first part of a two-part series, DIY boho decor using mostly Dollar Tree items and some things you may have in your closet. So let's get to it. Okay, so I'm obsessed with this idea. You take a Dollar Tree placemat, they sell these in the springtime, all different colors. I just happen to have blue on hand, and I gave it about 3 coats. Yeah, you have to give it about 3 coats of paint to cover the blue. You can use whatever color paint you like. I used ivory. I'm lying, a mixture of ivory and antique white because I ran out of the ivory. Now, while that is drying, or actually after it dries, hello, it's been a while, I decided to make it look a little bit more like my inspiration and add a different color to the outer edge of the mat. I decided to use stain, but you can certainly use paint. This is American Walnut by Rust-Oleum, and I love this color. The easiest way for me to apply the stain was with this brush, this little sponge brush from the Dollar Tree. I just feel like this gave me better coverage. But hey, it's all about what you have at home, so if it's all you have, go ahead and use it. You can even use a napkin to do this, really, or an old t-shirt. I told you a long time ago that I was going to show you how I made tassels. I've watched many videos, and I finally think that I have mastered it. I took this ink pad, I mean you can use anything, to wrap the yarn around depending on how long you want your tassels to be. You can pick up yarn at the Dollar Tree, I hear. I haven't been to the Dollar Tree in a hot minute, so I don't know. I wrapped the yarn around the ink pad 25 times. I take another piece of yarn, maybe about 4 or 5 inches. You can make it as long as you'd like. Pull it through the actual bundle that's wrapped around the ink pad, and then I pull it all the way up to the top and make a very tight knot. I actually do a double knot. Slide it off of the ink pad or whatever it is that you're using, and then just cut it down at the bottom. Another piece of yarn, I don't know, maybe about 6 inches. Yeah, that's a good number, 6 inches. I didn't measure. And you're going to make the neck by wrapping this piece of yarn around all of that yarn that you see there. Now, there are many ways to make tassels. This is just the easiest way for me, and there are tons of videos on how to make, tons of videos on how to make tassels, but this is just the easiest way for me. I make a double knot and then just cut it to size. Now, if the string, the yarn, is long enough, to match the other ones, then that's cool. If not, you can just cut it off. That's the way I did it. You could wrap the yarn around it like 32 times, but, I just wanted to do it the easy way. I cut this to the length that I want, and for the rest of them, what I do is I just measure like the first one against the new ones that I'm making, and that's how I get them all to be the same size. I hope I explained that correctly. I made 19 tassels. Depending on, how far you put them apart or what your preference is, you can make less, but I made 19 in case you're wondering. Here's where things get a little ghetto. If you have needle, thread, something to sew these tassels onto the mat, you could do that, but Marta did not have needle and thread, and so I decided to glue these tassels to the mat. I didn't measure. I eyeballed how far apart I wanted these tassels. And also, just a little tip, if you are going to do it this way, try and get the glue all the way to the very edge of the tassel, or else when you hang it up, the tassel's just going to flop back. Am I making any sense? Yeah, well, I learned the hard way and had to go back around and glue those pieces down. And I know it looks a little bit of a hot mess. I know there are people that are like, oh my God, that looks all sloppy. But really, is anybody going to look at the back? No. So no worries. Once everything is dry, I just go ahead and cut off all of the remaining yarn, and we're done with this project. Now, Amazon was selling this for 20 bucks. I fell in love with it, but I was like, I can make this myself. And I did. It cost me $1, literally $1, because I had the yarn on hand, I had the paint, the stain. But if you had to buy yarn, then it would cost you $2. I love the way it came out. I think it looks a lot like the original, if I may say so myself. I'm not being conceited, I'm just saying. and I love the way it looks. I also made another one. I had another mat laying around, and this time I painted the edge with some gray stain. Took apart a Dollar Tree mirror and just glued it to the mat. You know, I didn't use the outer frame. And then I just had some macrame cord laying around, and I glued that around the edge of the mirror just to give it a nice finishing touch. And here it is. I put it up using some command strips on this area rug that I picked up at Target a while back. It was on sale for $13, by the way. Yep, from the Hearth and Hand line. And I love the way both of these came out. Very inexpensive and super easy to make. Moving on to DIY number 2, I have a ton of clothes that don't fit me anymore, but I save it in the closet. Why? Because I'm hoping that one day I will be thin again. But yeah, that's not going to work out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a pair of jeans and I'm going to make pillows. One pair of jeans, I'm going to make 3 pillows. So the first pillow, I'm going to be using the bottom part of the jean. You can use bandanas from the Dollar Tree. You can use any old shirt you have laying around like this one that doesn't fit me anymore. Shh, don't tell anybody. And then what I'm going to do is just cut the pant legs, and then I'm going to fray the edges with my Cricut tool. You could use scissors, pinking shears, you can even use tweezers, I guess. Now, I thought my camera was recording. I got a new camera and you know, I'm not used to using a camera. I usually film on my phone, so I thought it was recording and it wasn't. So all I did here was just hot glue the frayed edges of the pants, of the pant legs, on the design or the part of the shirt that I like the best. Now, you've probably seen 1,000,001 people make pillows. This is no different. You hot glue the edges of the pillow and then you just leave an opening so that you can stuff it either with stuffing or an old pillow insert. Some people have actual pillows and they just want to cover them. But in this case, I'm going to go ahead and stuff it with the insides of a pillow that I no longer want. Yes, I'm fickle that way. It is what it is. I find that separating or pulling apart the stuffing just makes it easier for me to stuff my pillows. So then I just hot glue that edge and we're done with that one. Now for the second pillow, I'm going to go up higher, measure both of the legs so that they're the same size, and I'm going to be leaving a pair of shorts behind. Yes, shorts that I can't wear. Do you remember how we used to make shorts out of jeans all the time back in the day? I had a collection of homemade shorts. Anyway, I cut open the pant legs. Glue both of these pieces by turning them inside out or right side out. How do you say that? I don't know. Again, leaving an open space so that I can stuff my pillow. Now, the mistake that I make a lot of the times is when I'm making pillows, I leave too much of an open space. Don't do that. It just makes it harder to glue later on. You know what I mean? So don't do what I do. Only leave about a 3 or 4 inch opening so that you can stuff it that way. And I turn the material inside a little bit, creating like a little fold, and then I hot glued the edge. Now this pillow looked like it was sewn together by Dr. Frankenstein himself, so I had some leftover macrame braid that I made. Remember when I made my Christmas tree ornaments and I wrapped the little ball with this? Well, I have tons of this left over, and I just decided to go ahead and cover all of that stitching, or it's not really stitching, it's glue, but you know what I mean. Made sure that there was like a little string, a little piece of the cord left over, just a little, not a whole lot. I cut it to size and then I frayed it, opened it up a little with my Cricut tool. Now, originally I was just going to leave it like this, but I have tons of macrame cord. You could pick this up on Amazon, and I just decided to make my own tassels. So just like I did with my first DIY, I went ahead and made some tassels. The only difference is I attached it to the pillow using that little frayed edge there. Now to kick this up just a notch on the boho meter and to give it a little extra detail, I decided to use more macrame cording and some Dollar Tree lace, creating somewhat of a pattern on both sides towards the middle there. You'll see lace, then cord, then lace on the other side, and just make sure if you're going to do this that the lace is facing the right way when you go on the other side of the cord, because I almost made that mistake. Now, y'all didn't think I was just going to leave those shorts laying around. I mean, I can't wear them, so I'm going to make a pillow for my granddaughter. I wouldn't display this pillow in my home. I just, it's too kid-like. I don't know. Maybe you feel differently, but the first thing I'm going to do is cut the bottom area, for lack of a better word. Cut a triangle. Then I'm just going to cut it straight across the bottom so that it's, nice and even. Now here I go again with the mistakes, and this is the thing, I bring you what I make, how I make it, mistakes and all, because we can all learn from each other and learn from our mistakes. I should not have sealed it up here. I actually should have done it down at the bottom, but we'll discuss that later. So I fray the area where I made the V, and then I take a Dollar Tree doily and I just hot glue it onto a piece of scrap material that I had. I didn't want that to be see-through, even though, it's not a skirt, it's going to be a pillow. I still didn't want it to be see-through. So this is what I came up with, and I like it because it is a little, shabby chic, boho type thing. Dollar Tree doilies are amazing. You can use them for so many things. Some hot glue on either side to glue the material onto the actual doily. And now I'm going to cut the excess at the bottom. I'm going to cut straight across. And here's where I made my mistake. This is the area that I should have glued down first and then left the area up by where the button is. It probably would have been easier to join that side of the jean after stuffing it because it's a tougher material. It would have been easier for me. I hope that made sense. Took the remainder of the doily and just put it in the pocket. I actually glued it in the pocket to make it look like a little handkerchief. And then I'm going to cut a piece of this Dollar Tree bandana, glue it down to the other pocket to make it look like a bandana pocket, and then cut around it, creating the same shape. I'm just obsessed with macrame these days. I don't know why, I just am. I love that macrame cord. I love the color. I love everything about it. So I'm just going to go ahead and hot glue that around that pocket. Stuff this baby, which I'm not going to show you because it was just a hot mess. And this little pillow is done. Now, who would have thunk it? Pillows like this are averaging $70 to over $100. How much did my pillows cost? Nothing. Free. I had every single thing on hand. The jeans were jeans that did not fit me, a shirt that also didn't fit me, and I honestly wasn't going to wear anyway, and some stuff that I had laying around the house. This one actually looks like there's a little booty in there. And this one is my favorite. Absolutely, hands down, this one is my favorite. I actually want to make more just like this, maybe something a little bigger. I love every single one of these projects. I think my least favorite has to be the booty shorts pillow, but other than that, I really love the idea of taking really inexpensive items, things that you have around your house, and creating home decor that is trendy yet inexpensive. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you liked this video. Let me know down below which project was your favorite. And I hope to see you soon, my friends. I hope that you're all safe, healthy. We will get through this together, I promise. I love you, and I will see you in the next one.